couple days ago I had this dream, and in all humility, if it's possible, I would like to rewind a little bit and emphasis on it. I was close to this shrine that is the bottom of this little hill here outside, and I went to the left of the statue of the Virgin. There's two, and there's candles you can light and deposit a little bit money. They have all the lockers with big donations, but these ones, they're loosen up. Anybody could put their hands or something, and I think the guy that has the caretaker leaves it just in case, That's a semi-hypocrisy or something, but shouldn't be, right? Anyways, a lot of Christians don't put all together that it should be. That's another question. But I wasn't there, and it was in another spot close to the river where I camp right now, because I don't go there no more usually. This is the first time I sit down here in the day, I think, maybe in all my life. Maybe not, maybe more. Now, I wasn't there, and to make it short, I go and I take some money, really break. These days I don't go too fast with money kind, so I go and I checked and I look into my left end, and I see in the middle the first thing that pops into my mind, and there's not a lot of money there, so but there's $1, and I was a bit one duck in the middle, and on its left there was a few pence, a few like 5 cent, 10 cent. I'm in Canada, so I just record that. And on the right there was a token of TTC, which is Toronto, which is public transportation. And by the way, they stop issuing them. They stop even accepting. Now it's by court since the last year. So I was very surprised that somebody put them one, but I'm thinking, I cannot even afford the bus right now. So, but I heard don't take it. So I started putting all the money back, the dollar or the pence together. Can't remember which one first. I think same thing. But I kind of kept the bidden, the token, because it's by two. People who don't know, there's a kind of a silver and gold, and I think that's the bidden in Harris. The duck is Donald Trump, Donald Duck. The dollar, Canada, Pence, Mike Pence. I didn't know that. It got me today. Usually after 2 days I start to understand, and so maybe yourself too. And but as I put right there, I turn, and at the entrance where there is, and just before that, it was dark, because this is 24 hours. So I said where I saw the river, the statue, but then suddenly it went from right to the left, kind of where it stands right now, which that's the east part, and before I would be the west part where I'm facing the river right now. I usually change a lot in the river camp. So instead of the tent where I am right now, there was just a sleeping bag on the grass, and I'm thinking to take it before the caretaker arrives. I don't go too much with him anymore, so there's no even priest anyways. So, but since my chronic pain with my eye, I sometimes oversleep or over rest. I couldn't do otherwise. Now I'm going through good things, and when I share with the health, it is part more of the word maybe, but as soon there, I'm like, some people started to come, and I'm like, I was late and sleeping bag, I felt at the same time there was early morning, night, that it was like kind of still dark. But I told myself I was late, and they came. The caretaker and Watergate, by the way. Came the caretaker and somebody else. And then suddenly, they're on the left, like facing east, where I was with the pants and the money And the token, by the way, the token I put it back after, but hesitating. That might be the vote, you know. And then the guys are facing the statue, the back of the statue facing me, and I'm saying, suddenly I'm close to the sleeping bag at the other sense of the shrine, facing the statue, and I'm walking towards them, and I'm saying, this guy is fighting 7 days. This guy's working 7 days with the Virgin, 7 days a week with the Virgin, and is still fighting. And they smile, and I'm advancing to them. I guess it's a salute, and I'm saying again, this guy is working 7 days a week and is still fighting with Virgin. That's what he said to me. And I come close to them, and about the money, I'm facing them, and I say, I did not take one penny. The inflection of a semi-lie. You know, maybe I tried, maybe in the past, God knows. And then the guy, the caretaker, which his name is Stanley, and Ukrainian, by the way, but he tells me, he corrects me of another dream that I put, that I said that it should be, that it was, I reported in the place, and this guy is fighting. He wanted to call the police. He's fighting, and he's working 7 days a week, and he's still fighting. By the fact I told, and then a Polish guy came fighting, and this guy, I went to the west with the guy. Those was dreams that I wanted for OLG, which is lottery, pick 2 and numbers. So this guy's telling me, correcting me when I said, you know, that money I was talking beside the dream back then, and said it should be for everybody, just like when they started with the apostle, they put everything together. So he's correcting me on that when he says, oh, he says, it's for you. No, he said, it's for me, and it's at 12 o'clock. I'm at 6 then. It says, for you, he's pointing me. He says, for him, and he's pointing the guy on my 9 o'clock, and he does this, for everybody. What side did it? So anti-clockwise. So that day came 661, right? Or 662, 661, I think. So for me, we're one. Illuminati, maybe. For you, 6, I was at 6. For him, 9 third west, 661. For everybody. So we hope it's not gonna be 666. And oh yes, and when I walk towards him at the beginning, he told me that, and I said, I was talking about my background as a Christian, you know. Sometimes a lot of Christians they meet, and I said, well, I was preaching, and one did like this. Not the caretaker, but the guy next to him. He says, Catholic, you know. And I'm saying, no, not Catholic. I was preaching the Virgin, and I stopped and made videos. I stopped, made videos, and that's bad. I know, and I said, and that's not good. This is what I said. So yes, now I'm looking at you in all humility. Hopefully you know even more what it means. And I don't care if anybody, because this is at stake. There's another guy here, Yvonne, Sid Roth. What would happen if Kamala Harris and Biden wins? He said also Harris. I told last president other prophecies. Clinton 2021, 1600 year after the New Age. World War III, invitation for shelter. Another person prophet online put, what's her name? The Holy Tether, criminal treaty. And we have to get this guy. And this guy looks, you know, and she kind of knew what that woman was. And when she would have that kid, it's around now. Another thing, this guy Ivan says, many prophecies, you know, China will come from the west, and Russia, but not Russia that much. And I told you one high point, and NASCAR I wanted to know a couple of months ago, and I told you there was a bear and a bear cub in front, and they wanted to enter, so I ran into the apartment, slide the door, but it didn't close. Trying to get a knife, I come, put the knife down, the little bear is in front, but it's much more bigger. And then I run in the room, I go back out from the backside, and I'm flipping the neighbor, which is probably a province, flipping the neighbor, and then I run across the street. I'm saying, let's if I'm lucky, cross the street, enter a building, if that door is open somehow. And by you, sometimes it's less oil, And he said, by lucky, I remember when I grew up, sometimes that door wouldn't close up because of the use, and you'll have to oil and then the power, because otherwise it's just jamming and standing there. So I said, by luck, when I entered, what did I said? I said, I entered a black guy immediately when I stood inside after the lobby door, and the second door, a black guy comes down. He's like, and I'm going up, and like a second, when I grew up, the second floor, I tried to enter, and then I turn and I see this bear like this, and he says, because of the sex, and there's Martin Truex, and he almost stood second all the race. He says, because of the sex, because of the drugs, and Martin T-Rex, something like this, because of the drug, I will terrorize you. Matter of fact, the one was Aaron, we know, but Moses was more dark color. So this guy Aaron won. The second one, who was it? I don't know if it was Kyle Busch with my name in million. I'll have to check it back, what race it was. I didn't even check. I think it was Coca-Cola, if I'm not mistaken. Alberta, Cuba, the Cub now, and even me, when I work in Toronto, there was a guy that worked when I was painting, and another, how long you painting? He said, I'm going. He just came soon with his wife or girlfriend. He says, I'm going to Alberta. Maybe there's a lot of Russian already there, but maybe that's where they would like, I'm in Toronto, next to it, across the neighbor's place. So, and yeah, I wanted money, but it was so hard that oftentimes I didn't have the intelligence to get it, but I guess God wanted to continue. Even recently I stopped sharing, say no more until I had money, and I see Jesus coming, and he's mad. Suddenly he's walking from right to left before he shows me something. Before, when I cut my Nazir hair, and I said, he came one time, look at me the same bad, but left to right. That was like 20 years ago. And I said, it's hot. I had my chronic pain. I couldn't be a man, and I had this long, beautiful hair, up to here, and like dates. But it is what it is. Washing every day. But it is what it is. The hair. So I want to be clear on that. I want to be very clear, even for the Domrier, if that will be possible. God bless you, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So, vote for Trump. Vote for Trump, because, like God told me, Trump is not a president. He's not a preacher. That's Ivan who said that. Not a prophet that's been having vision dream. I said, and this is all humility. I'm probably worse than you, but that's my job. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go in heaven because you're a prophet or not. God told me Nostradamus went to hell because he did what he wanted to do. He published his vision, but then what he did on the side, maybe he was called to preach. How many prophets? That's what they call to do: sharing message and preach until persecution. There's a lot of there, or until what God decides. Like John of Arc. So for me, you should vote. And there was another vision I put, Kamala Harris, last President Trump, and I said that woman was black. I said, look, it was like 5 years, like cars together, and then there was a black woman with hair like this. And I said, Uncle Paulie likes Jolly, and Hillary Clinton was all happy. Well, God knows who Jolly is. Uncle Paulie, Uncle Sam, Uncle White House. It was in the White House. I didn't even know that in White House you can have like the left and right together. She came from a room, like a meeting, all happy. God knows if it's gonna be her or Clinton is the Democrats, 2021, same thing. Now you see Kamala Harris, God gave me published 25th of June 2019, that she's gonna be mad in the debate in the middle to a guy on the right. Two horns will come and she balloon up like an elephant. Now, an elephant out of control is very, very mad. You've seen it. Who can stop an elephant mad? And when she speaks, you see me already, you know that even with all my background and fights, that if I would have money, I will be much less nervous. But her, you still see sometimes when she speaks. I put her 5 minutes today in a video. What was that video? That she speaks against something or some Trump, and every time she calls something, so even one time I can tell you that she does this, that is pissing her off. She goes, there's something so angry in her that's World War III, so angry that out of control, just like an elephant that goes and there's no way to stop that anger. Maybe she puts her in this evil world up to, on this corrupt world or something, or anybody get mad sometimes don't get stopped in this Western world. Oh, they get stopped in the East usually, or somehow, or West, or whatever it is. But somehow she's been there, and that's okay. But what I'm saying, that's not okay with me. That's very dangerous with me. It doesn't take me an Illuminati eye, a clear eye to see that, or a jumbo eye, or Dumbo. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say Illuminati. But what I'm saying here is look at her when she gets mad. And thank you.